Hi, I'm Jessie Torres. I'm your mindset coach, and I'm super excited to welcome you guys to this amazing program that Elena's put together. See, she was so committed to your guys' results that she took into consideration all of the key pieces that would be important to make sure that you were set up for success. And with that, she recognized that mindset was really, really important. So she brought me on board to make sure that she had somebody along the path with you to partner with you and making sure that you stay focused on the outcome as opposed to some of the fears or uncertainties that might show up along the way. So the purpose of this video is for me to introduce myself, but to also let you know what the coaching component is going to look like and also give you some tips to set you up for success. So the way this coaching program is going to work is you will have 2 one-on-one sessions with me, one at the 4-week mark and then one at the 8-week mark. So as you begin your journey, as you get closer to 4 weeks in the program, we will set you up with a scheduling link for you to make sure that you get on my calendar. And then what we'll do at that 4-week mark is we'll address whatever's going on for you during the first 4 weeks of the program, what might be some fears, what might be some uncertainty that's showing up, or maybe some beliefs that we need to look at in order to make sure that they're strengthened and you're empowered and that you feel ready to take on the next 4 weeks of the program. Then we'll get to the 8-week mark. At the 8-week mark, that's where we're going to celebrate your success. We're going to make sure that you've been doing the process as it should and that you've had the maximum results that you've had. And I'll also give you some things to make sure that you take forward what you've learned and also have some tools to make sure that you keep the momentum and keep the consistency of what you've learned. So that's the way it's going to work. In between these one-on-one coaching sessions, we're going to have weekly Q&A calls. Now, the Q&A calls are really, really important because that's where we all get to come together, all of the people that are on the program along with you, and we do a group Q&A call, meaning everybody gets to come in there and you get to come and ask your questions. So that's really, really important. As I go through some of these tips, you'll see that one of them is really important to play full out. And so what that means is on these Q&A calls, make sure that you bring any questions that may have come up along your journey in the program. What you ask may be something somebody else didn't think to ask. And so you're serving not only yourself by getting your question answered, but you're also serving other people on the team and vice versa. So that's the way this coaching program is going to work. Again, 2 one-on-one calls with me and then weekly Q&A calls. So now I'd love to set you up for success by giving you 3 strong tips to make sure that you get started and that you take these tips along the way in your program before we get together on our 4-week. Okay, so number 1 is going to be to have an open mind. Okay, and what I mean by that is I invite you to come to every single call and be willing to be open to new methods, new beliefs, new ways of doing things. You see, if we do what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always gotten. So you've got to be able to have an open mind enough to recognize that some things are going to be different and that that's okay. It might feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that's also okay. Just know that we're here to support you every step along the way. You're welcome to email, ask questions, and make sure that you feel certain about the process. But just recognize that some things are going to be different. Okay, so be ready to release any old misconceptions that you may have had about health and what health looked like. Okay, and that there might be a new definition of what it's going to be by the time you're done with this program. Okay, so that's number 1, open mind, very important. Number 2, play full out. Now, you heard me say this earlier, and what I mean by this is be prepared to stick with the program. Participate, stay focused, and do the homework. When we do talk, I'm going to give you some tools and some things to do that I'll ask you to email me or to show me or post on the Facebook page, anything like that. Make sure that you play full out. The more you participate, the more you put in this program, the higher levels of success you will get. We see time and time again people that really play full out and not just participate in what we're offering you, but do whatever you have to. Make flashcards of, some of these things that I'm talking about, or whatever nutritional guidelines that Elena's giving to you guys. Again, it's a lot of information, but you can set yourself up for success by taking really good notes. Any questions that come up, make sure you bring them to the Q&A calls when they're about mindset. And then when they're about nutrition, you'll be taking those to Elena. Okay, so make sure that you participate. And if you get discouraged, don't hesitate to reach out. Again, we're all here for you, and you have the utmost support from us. Okay, so number 2 was playing full out. Number 3 is going to be intent. So intent is really important, because if we're not intentional with our desires or what we're looking to see in this program, it kind of can get lost all over the place. It goes into the big tornado of stuff that we want or that we desire or that we have to get done. So make sure that you have an intent about being on this program. A question to ask yourself would be, what would you like to see happen? It is hyper important to be intentional about your why and your level of commitment that you're willing to apply while on this program. Getting connected with your why is so important that you are able to stay focused and keep your front sight on the outcome, as opposed to, again, some of the uncertainty that might show up. Sometimes we come to these things and we have beliefs that are already implanted based on past references, right? So you might have tried a different program and it didn't work. The things that they told you to do, you didn't feel results after the fact. But I got to tell you, we've seen people come through this program time and time again. And what we found is, one, the people that have a reason, their why this is important to them, they get better results. People that have the ability to play full out, they participate in the program fully. They're intentional about their choices. Right? They set themselves up for success every day. When it comes to the meal plan, they're preparing ahead of time, even if they have to go out, or even if they have to, if they have an event that they're going to. Again, they're preparing. They're setting themselves up for success because they have an intent of making sure that they get the most out of this program. And their why may be that they want to be able to focus on their children rather than on the pain that they're in, and they want to be able to create magic moments without constantly feeling like their health is limiting them. So super important that you recognize what intent you want with this program. What would you like to see happen? And also, what reason? Why is this important to you? Why did you come to this program? And check in on some old beliefs that are based on references from the past, because that is not this, right? The past does not equal the future. So again, that's why these 3 points are so important. When I say come with an open mind, it means that we might have to look at some old beliefs and just table them and be willing to see that we might be gaining some new ones as we go along the way. And trust me, in our process, we'll make sure we tap into your empowered your empowered beliefs as opposed to your disempowered beliefs. Like, oh my goodness, this isn't going to work, or I've tried everything, or, I never can get through a process, or whatever those beliefs are. Just recognize them, observe that they're coming up, and then again, be willing to be open to learn something new. And perhaps take those beliefs and find what empowers you as opposed to what disempowers you. Okay, so to recap, on these points, number 1, come with an open mind. Number 2, play full out. And number 3, set an intent and know your why. Okay? And check in with those old beliefs. And as far as our relationship, 2 one-on-one sessions and weekly Q&A calls, where I'll be excited to connect with each and every one of you. We get to celebrate your wins, and then we get to answer any questions that you might have along this journey. So that's it, guys. I'm, again, very excited to be working with you, to be here and have the ability to connect with each and every one of you. Here's to your success.